Good afternoon, everybody. I wanted to talk to you about what is the narcissist thinking after you reject a Hoover. It could have been months, years, it doesn't matter. These are kind of some of the triggers that would get them to trigger an event that would get you in their mind. It could be you just pop up into their head. I mean, they could be low on supply too, or they could be missing your fuel because your fuel was better fuel than what they're used to getting, or they've been getting fuel, but the fuel that they want right now is your fuel, and they can't find that fuel anywhere. You have exclusive fuel that they want, that high-end fuel. With that being said, when they get you in your head, they will try to find a way to get to you because they are all about it. Sometimes they get fixated. They could have a new supply or a current supply and they don't give a damn. They didn't give a damn when they were with you either. So it's not like they're in a relationship in their head. It could be just that they want to cheat on the current supply so they can get duper's delight on them, is what they call us in this platform, so that they can have some kind of secret that they can have in their head so they could feel like they got over on current supply and you're the one that they come to. Also, they could come to you because we're getting too far out, and it dawns on them that, you know, if they lose you now, you're getting too healed up. I'd like to get you squared away again, get you locked under that Trump bond and reel you back in and destroy you again. It could be that their current supply is out of town. Maybe this is a good time for them to reach out to you. So sometimes it's because they miss certain aspects of you and they can't get it anywhere. Sometimes they're missing you because they're afraid of this abandonment and they're afraid that you're never going to come back if they wait any longer. So regardless, they have to try to attach themselves back to you. You know, of course, refrain and continue no contact. If they come to you, you gray rock and move on. And if they try to bait you into a conversation, you have to tell them, you know, I don't want to talk about it, it's over. And if there's anything, like if they say, a lot of times they'll say stuff like, well, you didn't care about the relationship, and then they'll bait you in. You'll tell them how much you cared, and before you know it, you'll be in a relationship with them. You just kind of say things that are simple, kind of like, well, you can have your opinion about the relationship, and that's okay. I respect your opinion, and you know, I have mine, and just leave and continue on your way. Just, you're observing. So you're observing like you are kind of like a pedestrian watching two people talk. That way you don't get your emotions involved. It's over. You know who they are, and you need to continue on your path to healing. You don't need anybody to get in there and cause a pitfall. Or whatever you got going on now, you could be in a good, successful relationship, and this fool comes back and tries to get back in. You know exactly how it's going to end. You'll get maybe a quick hit, and then that's it. So it's over. So you got to keep all that in mind and know where you're going, know what you're dealing with, which is the enemy, the wolf in sheep's clothing. So when you reject a Hoover, a lot of different things can happen. If it's been several years, they may just continue on like nothing's happened, you know, continue to go back to whoever they were, and they may just ignore you because it's been so long. But if it's newer, typically they'll be a little bit more attached in a situation like that, and this will really offend them. Regardless, it's going to offend them and cause some sort of narcissistic injury. But sometimes they continue to bombard you, like they come at you in different ways, but then also they will start to smear you. They'll smear campaign you if it's newer. If it's older, they may re-smear campaign you, but typically they're going to use flying monkeys. They're going to concoct some sort of bias with them so that they can get them involved to believe some situation where you're the enemy and you are bad to them again. And they'll promote that both publicly and privately to smear you, to berate you, act like they don't know you anymore, you know, because they're going to be angry. So they got to defy you. They got to beat you down, break you down, make you feel like a piece of trash, make you look like a piece of trash, and make it look like you have no ethics or morals, and they have all the moral fiber. So these are things that they will do. They have to devalue you and degrade you, and that's because they have a grandiose sense of self. They believe that they are superior to everybody, especially their supply, and they regulate themselves based on their supply, past supply, current supply, and future supply. And especially if they've seen you or thought about you and come to see you, and then you reject them, but then you're also, where they see you happy, that really hurts them. So that's why they could come back. If they've seen you, or somebody's talked about you, or if they pulled up your social media somehow and they've seen that, you know, you're having a good life now, well, that berates them. It makes them feel devalued. And so when you reject them, they will smear campaign you because they feel rejected, and it makes them feel like they're a nothing, like they're a little child that's abandoned, that's been rejected, that's a nobody, and they're not brilliant, like their false fake life that they have concocted. This superiority, this grandiosity or whatever, it all kind of goes away when you reject them. It hits home that they're a lie and a liar, and just a big lie, and they are gaslighting themselves. I mean, this stuff all hits them like a ton of bricks. So they have to now, because they feel rejected and this injury hits them so hard, it kind of brings them, it pulls them right back into reality. And nobody else really does this. Typically, they don't see this very often. Most people take them back, and most people pamper them, and the people that they build like a framework of people around them, you know, they're flying monkeys, right? Their family, their friends, their relatives, their exes, their partners, they're all pampering them. They're all subservient to them. They're all serving them. They're all like their servants. And they feel like they are, you know, popular, famous, brilliant, superior, almighty, all-knowing, the most beautiful, the most athletic, or the most genetically sound, and the smartest individual that anybody's ever seen. Like God status. But when you reject them, it takes them from that God status and their uniqueness to nothing but a child in a pamper, in a wet diaper. And so that's why they freak out and they act like a child that is having a tantrum, basically. So they have to reject you and, you know, cause all of these issues in your life. They try to shake your life up to get a reaction. Of course, they always want a reaction. They're based on reactionary stuff. So if you know, get enough of that stress coming at you, say smear campaigns, lies coming and told to you, or friends telling you things, or them hitting you up or hitting your friends up, or your current boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, and you start to get that pressure, feel that pressure, they want you to feel like you need to come at them and talk to them. And that's so they could hoover you back or devalue you and make you believe it, and to get you to react, and to get you to, when they control you, then you're subservient to them. So they can control you, then you can be manipulated. And when they can manipulate you through your emotions, then they know that you still care. And maybe you do, maybe you don't, I don't know. But you want to just act calm, and, you know, as much as you can, don't respond or react to it. You just act like it doesn't happen. The best thing you could do is nothing. And the worst thing you could do to them is to be or treat them with indifference. Like, you don't matter to me. Even if I heard something, I'm gonna act like I didn't hear anything, because everybody knows you're a fool. And once everybody catches wind of whatever stupid shit that you're saying about me, they're never gonna believe it. And you gotta just kind of walk and talk and act like that it doesn't matter. Eventually what happens is when you give them nothing, and when you treat them with indifference, you keep injuring them. And when you keep injuring them, it causes them to then need more supply, because when they get injured, they need to be validated now to fix it. So when they need to be continually validated to get it fixed, now they got to run to somebody, and they got to get them to react. They got to destroy them, and they got to get love, admiration, adoration, fawning, and, you know, all of that to fix it. So they'll need that negative and positive supply. Now they're not going to get it from you, and that's starting to hit them. So now they can't run on empty with you. At some point they have to fuel up. You're the one that's causing their emptiness, because every time they come at you, it's not working. So because it continues to not work, now they have to eventually run away and get fueled up. And then, because it was probably so bad the way it's ended in as far as their fuel loss, they're going to probably leave you alone. But a lot of times with a lot of these narcissists, they will come back over a period of time, and you'll have to go through one of these with them so that you can put them down for good. Or at least, you know, you never expect that for good, but for the most part, they're never going to be aggressive after that again, probably. They'll probably still try to hoover you from the outside of the framework, but they'll never continue to go in deep like they did this particular time, because they'll realize at this point, after this injury is recovered, that it's pretty much over for them with you, and that you were the one that got away. And then this is when they start to actually miss you more, but they won't come at you, because they'll just start to get fixated on the fact that they lost you, but now they gotta convert somebody into you, if you're that one. So if you can give me a like, subscription, and thumbs up, that's pretty much how it works. All right, love y'all, peace. Yeah.